This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Wednesday morning, everybody, friend and foe. Hope everybody, friend and foe, has a great day today, has a healthy day. Elections yesterday, we're going to talk about them after we take care of our community service. I want to congratulate winners, whether they were for us, against us. And you know why I say that? Because everybody that ran for election is a winner. There's no losers in an election. The only losers are the people that don't get involved. The only losers are the people that don't come out and vote. But for everybody that was involved, you're a winner. And you hear me day in and day out. The fight is usually, if not always, more important than the victory. So again, I want to salute all the winners, because everybody won last night. People got to decide. And I'm going to talk about the dynamics of these primary elections. Someone called me and said, Bob, you know, the Republicans didn't do as good as the Democrats. Number one, the Republican county ticket had no opposition. Why would we want to spend money in January, February, and March for the primary? We have no opposition. You wait till April and May, and then through the summer, the last 6 months before November, when you have opposition, that's whenever you fight. You know, so for any of you people looking at these primary results that are not really active in politics, or not really that well-versed in politics, and a lot of yous are, all you want to do is vote, and vote for the person that you think's right. You're smart enough not to get involved in the actual underbelly, and I do mean the underbelly of politics. But these primary elections, they're in-house fighting between the parties. Now, there were some Democratic fights, and these Democrats, they spent, and the Democrats are actually licking their wounds. They won a few spots. They won by 100 votes, 200 votes in the contested primaries on the Democratic side. A nice gentleman, a real nice gentleman, Larry Stammer, was running for County Board District 26. Kern and Sprague got mad because he wouldn't kiss their ass. He'd rather put his foot up their ass. But he lost last night. He lost the election, but he's not a loser. He's a winner. He got 300 or 400 votes. And the county, listen to me, people, St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption, on the few little races that they tried to get rid of some of the people that wouldn't kiss their ass, listen to me, people. Listen to me. They spent over $500,000 in the primary. Do you understand me? We spent $2,000, $3,000. No sense of spending money. The Democrats were in such a frenzy. They spent $100,000 on me. And all I needed to do was get one vote. And I sit there in the poll and I thought about it and finally convinced myself to vote for me. I'm automatically on the ballot for November. I didn't need to go out and spend any money. These candidates didn't need to go out and spend any money. The Democratic Party of St. Clair County, the corrupt Democratic Party of St. Clair County people spend over $500,000. They put money out on Mike Bittner, who's an alderman who was running for precinct committeeman on the Democratic side. If he had got elected, Sprague would have not given him any money anyway. I told Mike Bittner, hell, don't even run. He says, Bob, I don't care if I win or lose. I can't be part of that organization. They put out a $25,000 hit piece on him for a precinct committeeman, people, in a small precinct, one of the 250 or 235 precincts in St. Clair County. That's how desperate, that's how afraid these Democrats are. Now, they can flip the script and say, well, we won. Well, sure you won. With over $500,000, hell, you would win. But just remember, all the votes that Larry Stammer had for county board, people are loyal to him. All the votes that Mike Bittner had, people are loyal to him. We'll talk about East St. Louis. A couple of the committeemen who ran for county board lost to the organization. That doesn't mean the organization candidate's going to win in November when people can cross over, pick and choose. People below the hill, most of them, had to have Democratic ballots because they're Democrats. That doesn't mean in the general election they're going to vote a straight Democratic ticket. That's not going to happen, Sprague. That's not going to happen, Kern. You guys are running so scared. They spent over $100,000 on me, people. And they don't have to spend $100,000 to say that I'm a no-good son of a bitch. Hey, come and give me $20,000. I'll take that $20,000 and I'll feed the poor and the hungry, and I'll call myself a no-good son of a bitch. I call myself everything you guys put $100,000. Save that money. Give it to the animals. Give it to animal shelters. Tell you what, take that money, give it to the animal shelters, feed the hungry, the poor, the less fortunate, and every day I'll say what a no-good son of a bitch I am. You won't have to spread that stuff out on the mailboxes. You don't have to spend all that money for mailers. I'll say what a no-good. You send me something for 5 minutes, and I'll say what a no-good asswipe son of a bitch I am. Save that money. Don't waste that money. There's people that are starving out there. I take care of people every day. And if you think I'm lying, try me. I don't want to say what I do for the community, what I do for the poor. I wish somebody would have done for us in the Roosevelt homes when I was poor. It didn't happen. That doesn't mean that it can't happen now. But these Democrats, they're running so afraid after 50 years, people. They know in November they're hurting. Don't take any results from this primary. Hell, we didn't go out and do anything. Larry Stammer, a great guy, he loses by 200 votes. Doesn't make him a loser. Those 442 votes he got to the 600 for this Scott Tiemann, they're going to be against the Democrats in the general election. But they had to pull a Democratic ballot to vote for Larry Stammer. Same way in East St. Louis, same way in Cahokia. In Cahokia, people, Jerry Nichols, a great guy, fighting the culture of corruption. He loses to Ron Gerlach, some little asswipe guy, in the Republican primary. The Republicans voted 800 votes in a Democratic county board district. You say, how does that happen? Well, Curtis McCall was slick. He knew this Ron Gerlach wasn't worth a damn. They're going to destroy him in the general election. They had 400 or 500 Democratic people pull a Republican ballot. That's how afraid the Democratic culture of corruption in St. Clair County. In a Democratic area of Cahokia, over 800 votes for Republicans? See how slick they are? It's not a fair election. They should have stayed out of the Republican primary. But no, they crossed over Curtis McCall. Dirty tricks like they all play, but that's okay. Now they got Ron Gerlach. Now they're going to beat him 20-1. They crossed over and interfered in the Republican side. But that's okay. That's okay. But that's the way these guys play. That's the way the St. Clair County Central Committee plays. The culture of corruption. These guys will do anything to get elected. But it's unbelievable when people say, oh, The Democrats got more votes than the Republicans. In the primary, it makes no difference. What makes the difference is Sprague and Kern are so afraid. They're running scared in the general election that they have spent over $500,000 when they should have spent $10,000. They spent over $500,000, and if they say different, they're lying. They had money all over the. Well, you see what they sent out on me. The 2 or 3 really glossy hit pieces. A hit piece on a guy running for precinct committeeman. Never heard of. Hit pieces on Larry Stammer. Never heard of. These guys are running scared because they know there'll be a totally different dynamics come November when people don't have to be afraid. There was a lot of people that wanted to vote for me. I guarantee they did down below the hill, but they had to pull a Democratic ballot because of the Democratic fights in the primary. But Sprague, Kern, Barasivic, just remember, come November, nobody gets exposed. Everybody's name's on one ballot. People don't have to go in and ask for a Democratic ballot or a Republican ballot, and that's when the dynamics of this whole situation changes. We've got some callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Grim Reaper, thanks for taking my call. The playbook has been exposed by these individuals, and not only locally but nationally. People think that money's going to run this country, and it has been running this country for years, and the corruption is just so obsessed. The corruption is just so overbearing that the people are standing up and finally saying enough's enough. You look at the general election, crooks like Hillary Clinton running for office, she should be in jail. And then talking about Libya the other day, saying, oh, well, nobody died. Well, the ambassador died and 3 proud Marines died. And then individuals lie on the tarmac of an airport saying it was a video. That individual should not be allowed to run for president. You got individuals like Rubio and so on and so forth in the national election, part of the Republican machine nationally, because an outsider is winning. They're going to try to destroy him no matter what they can do. The corruption and the over-obsession of just destroying people is going to stop. The people are out in force. How can Donald Trump get 7 million votes just in a primary election throughout the process? People are tired of the status quo in this country, and it's about time. It's called revolution without rifles. And when the voting machine is there in front of you and you participate, you make a difference. Locally, that means that any little small municipality, any little county, that's the beauty of our country, a democracy, the greatest and strongest nation on the earth. That's what makes us who we are. Did you see any rioting in the streets like third world countries or even in Europe when it's election time? No. We got an organized process, which is understood and appreciated, and everybody that takes part in it is benefiting themselves and the process. God bless you, and God bless America, Grim Reaper. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And, he's exactly right. Our country is the greatest country on this earth. And we've got a process. And there's 2 processes. It's the primary process where the parties take care of their own business. And then they put their best foot forward in November. And that's what we're going to do here in St. Clair County. You Republicans, you independent Democrats, and you Democrats that have been disenfranchised by Sprague, Kern, and Barasivic, don't think these numbers, I haven't even seen them, but however they come out, it's insignificant in the primary elections. Now, it's not at the presidential side because of all the candidates, but if Trump would have had no opposition, if Hillary, they wouldn't have been having all this money spent. They'd have just laid back and got ready for the general election. Now, we made sure the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee, the culture of corruption in St. Clair County, we've got them off their asses. They've spent over $500,000, people, and got nothing in return because now the dynamics change in the general election, so people understand that. Don't get discouraged, whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent. Don't get discouraged because now the real race comes in November. I've had people say, Bob, we were going to pull a Republican ballot, but we were afraid to because we've got a cousin that works for the county. We've got an uncle that works for the county. I understand that. Below the hill, the Proud Democrats, they had some primary fights. They had to pull Democratic ballots. But now in November, there's not pulling a Democratic ballot. There's not pulling a Republican ballot. There's one ballot, everybody united. So when you people go to the polls, when you do your early voting or your absentee, nobody has to know how you vote. That's the time. That's when the war starts. That's when we're going to make a difference. There's not a difference made in the primary because you've got either one Republican or one Democrat that fought another one. They're on the Democratic or the Republican ballot. But now come November, that's when the difference is going to be seen. And I talked about Larry Stammer. You know, Larry Stammer stood tall. He lost the election for county board. But, you know, Larry Stammer kept his pride and integrity. And for some of you people not involved in politics, some of these rotten bastard politicians, they live and die by politics. I got into the political arena because I want to make a difference. I don't want to make a friend. I like to make a friend, but I at the end, the ultimate for me is making a difference. These politicians, they live and breathe politics because that's all they can do. I'm not going to take a salary. I don't need the money. These bastards, if they don't get money out of the public trough as politicians, they're going to starve. They couldn't work a real job. That's why Bear Civic's been eating at the trough for 35 years. Kern's been eating at the trough. Sprague's been eating at the trough forever. And Sprague, I got something else you can eat that ain't in the trough, if you know what I mean. These guys are running scared because this is their life. It shouldn't be anybody's livelihood. It should be somebody's calling. Somebody's calling to do something for their community. It's a livelihood for Sprague, for Bear Civic, for Kern. Sweet cakes. And it just pisses me off. And I'm sure it pisses a lot of you people off. Guys, again, don't spend the money. You wasted $500,000 that you could have fed the hungry, the poor, the less fortunate, the animals. But no, you're worried about yourselves. Because without that title of chief judge, without that title of chairman of the Democratic Culture of Corruption, without that title of St. Clair County board chairman, you guys have no identity. You have no life. And that's okay. But don't let it be where we, the people, the hardworking taxpayers of this county, that we support your luxurious lifestyle. That's not what politics are about. It's not about living large on the taxpayers' dollars. It's about living frugal, living nice, living proud, living with respect. That's what an election official should be. It's not about being a big shot. And you people in St. Clair County, you see them walk around all the time. Sprague, Kern, Bear Civic, these guys with their nose up in the air. Suarez, the treasurer, piece of crap. These guys really think they're important. They're only important because we make them important. Let's take care of our housekeeping. Lines are always open. We are America's voice of freedom. Definitely the Patriot. Call toll free 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. The Concordia United Church of Christ Barbecue, located at State Route 163, right north of Millstadt, to be held Saturday, March the 19th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The American Legion Post of Belleville, 1937, having their meat, shoot, and raffle wheel on Sunday. This Sunday, March the 20th, at TR's Place, 4901 Concordia Church Road in Belleville. You can contact Commander Jim Farbus at 409-1212 for any information. The 6th annual Trivia, Silent Auction, Game and Raffle to be held at the Holy Family Catholic Church Gym, located at Route 157 and Route 3 in Cahokia. Doors open at 6, game starts at 7. If you'd like to get involved, have any questions or concerns, you can call Kathy at 593-0904. The Euchara Tournament at the Albers American Legion Post 1026 to be held this Friday, March the 18th. Sponsored by the Albers Sons of American Legions. Doors open at 6, game starts at 7. The Polish American War Vets, their ham shoot in Caseyville, coming up this Sunday, March the 20th. From noon till whenever, they're having their annual raffle and prizes on their famous wheel, whatever the hell the famous wheel is. Free ham and beans, $2 long nicks, Polish American War vets, located at 2180 North 81st Street in Caseyville. Chico and you guys will be out there. We appreciate your support and your friendship. St. Clair Lodge 24, the ancient free and accepted Masons, having their Work Smart in Country Store to be held this Sunday, March the 20th, serving buffet style from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Adults $11, children's $5. It's given by the Masonic organizations of the temple. It's to be held at 225 East A Street in Belleville. The adult Easter egg hunt must be 21-year-old to enter. That's going to be held March the 19th. It's a public event for the good guys at the Dupo Quarterback Club, located at 1625 Bluffview Drive in Dupo. Sign-up time's 5:30. It starts at 7. Any questions? That's Friday night from 4 to 8 and Saturday from 1 to 3. Bar is open from 5:30 to 12 noon. That's to help the youth of the Dupo area. Boulder Dash, a great band, will be playing Saturday, March the 26th from 7 to 11 p.m. Tickets are $10. It's a United Way agency fundraiser. It'll be held at the Sportsman's Club in Mascoutah, located at 1535 North County Road in Mascoutah, Illinois. For more details, you can call 566-2175. Our good friends in Millstadt, the Millstadt 8th graders, going to try to make a trip to Washington, D.C. They're trying to raise money. David Grunwald, thank you for the information. If you have any questions or concerns, want to get involved and help the good people at the 8th grade at Millstadt Community School, you can call 660-9797. Also, the Millstadt Fire Department's annual barbecue will be held Easter weekend, Saturday, March the 26th from 11 a.m. till whenever. Eat in or go out. Any questions or concerns, contact the great firemen in Millstadt at 476-1234. The Good Friday Fish Fry for the Lebanon Fire Department to be held from 4 to 7:30 p.m. They also have a drive-through in the alley. It's Good Friday Fish Fry to help sponsor the Lebanon Fire Department. Best of luck to you guys. Don't forget, every Friday to Smith and Turner Hall. We're going to make it out this week for sure for the best fish in St. Clair County at the Smith and Turner's Hall. They'll be serving fish every Friday during Lent from 5 to 8 p.m. And hello to everybody in Smithton. You can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. You can go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling. You can now hear my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m. and also broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night at the stroke of midnight. On this date, March the 16th, 1871, the first fertilizer law was enacted. Don't know what the hell a fertilizer law is, but it was enacted on this date, March the 16th, 1871. On this date, March the 16th, 1881, Barnum and Bailey Circus debuted. On this date, March the 16th, 1882, the United States Senate ratified a treaty establishing the Red Cross. On this date, March the 16th, 1915, the Federal Trade Communication was organized. On this date, March the 16th, 1966, the first successful space docking was performed. On this date, March the 16th, 1968, Robert F. Kennedy announced his presidential campaign. On this date, March the 16th, 1968, General Motors produced its 100 millionth automobile, the Oldsmobile Toronado. On this date, March the 16th, 1995, Mississippi formally ratified the 13th Amendment, becoming the last state to approve the abolishment of slavery. 1995. On this date, March the 16th, 2006, the United Nations General Assembly voted overwhelmingly to establish the United Nations Human Rights Council. That's what happened on this date, March the 16th, throughout all these years in our world's history. We're going to take a break, but let's go ahead. Let's take a couple callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yes, my name is Doris Johnson, and I live in Madison County, not St. Clair County, but I listen to your show every single day.
Well,
I don't
thank
miss
you.
it at all.
Thank you, Doris.
And I'm a 57-year-old black lady, and I love your country music. I love country music. That's what I listen to. It kind of calms me down. But I wanted to talk about, I went in there yesterday to get a ballot. I was going to vote for you. I know you're in St. Clair County, not in Madison County, but I want to tell you about the corruption that goes on in Madison County. I live in Venice, and it's a terrible town to be in. I know your officer, Carl Officer, who is a great gentleman. I can't say enough good things about him. And our town is just pitiful, and we don't get any of your different speeches down there. And I was wondering if you was coming that way anytime soon, Madison County.
Doris,
we need help.
Doris, thank you very much for listening to my show, listening to the country music. And yes, Doris, we're going to start a 2-hour show shortly, and we're going to head up to Madison County. But Doris, we need to lobby Congress to have 38 hours in a day instead of 24 to cover all the corruption, all the political corruption. And you're right, Doris, it's all over. I always say it's the same game, just different players, whether it's Madison County, St. Clair County, or any county. Doris, thank you very much. Very nice lady. Let's take one more call before a break. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, is it true what they say about the Democrats and the corruption and the... You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, sir. I guarantee you it's true. I tell everybody, listen to me. Research, don't believe me, just listen to me. Research what I say, and you'll find out that the corruption is even worse than I tell you it is in St. Clair County.
Yeah. I'm so disenfranchised. Hell, I don't know if I want to be a Democrat or a Republican. I don't think I want to be neither one. I don't know.
And you know what, sir? Thanks for the call, and that's good. You know what you should be? You should be, as we all are, independents. You should vote the person, not the party. These party politics, they want to control everybody. They want to control everything. We're getting past that in this great United States of America. Let's vote the person, not the party. You don't need to be a Democrat. You don't need to be a Republican to be a good American. You can be independent. You can vote for a Democrat here, a Republican there, and independent somewhere else. Just because somebody has a D behind their name or an R behind their name, that doesn't make them a good candidate. Just because they're a Democrat and you're a Democrat doesn't make them a good candidate. Let's see what's in their heart, what's in their gut, what's in their mind, other than, like the politicians always want, what's in their wallets. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. We're talking politics today, as always. You know, the St. Clair County Democratic machine, they licked their wounds last night. They had the victories, but it was primary victories. It's not victories in a general election. They're licking their wounds. They spend over $500,000, people. And the bad thing about it, it's not their money. They get contributions from their vendors, from the people that they do business with, from the people that they give jobs to. How egregious is that, spending somebody else's money? But that's what these rotten bastards do. I'm spending my own money. I put over $1 million. I'm going to be dedicated And I'm dedicating to my son, who they tried to screw because he was Bob Romanik's son. And I'll never forget you, rotten bastards, for that. That $1 million is going down good. And maybe we lose, but we're going to make you son of a bitches spend $2 million. But these idiots, again, spent over $500,000. And it was wasted to beat a county board member and a precinct committeeman. How desperate are these people? The party leaders, they met last night, I was told by good sources, to try to fix the splintered and broken Democratic organization that's also known as the culture of corruption in St. Clair County. These guys have split. They've lost control of East St. Louis. They've lost control of Cahokia and several other areas below the hill that used to be staunch Democrats. And they know now how serious a movement is going on to expose and destroy these political criminal idiots who have been destroying all of us in St. Clair County for the last 50 years. The St. Clair County Democratic Organization. A reign of political terror. It's coming to an end, Sprague, Kern, Barasivic. An end for you rotten bastards, corrupt, no good son of a bitches. An end for you, but a new beginning for all the good people of St. Clair County. Yes, good Democrats, they are. Good Republicans, independents, just the good people. We're tired of this political assassination crap that you guys have been doing. We're tired of being killed politically, being killed financially. And you know, good son of a bitches, you're on the run. And all you have done, Kern, Sprague, Barasivic, is motivate the decent Democrats below the hill, the decent Democrats in the outer county. You've motivated them to all to come together to destroy your political corrupt organization come this November. We've got some more callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hey, Bob. Jerry Nichols.
Hey, Jerry, congratulations on a well-fought victory. Here, Jerry, in Cahokia, I cannot believe it. They were so afraid of you, Jerry Nichols, running against their county board member in the general election in November. The Democrats all crossed over and voted for this asswipe, your opponent, so they could destroy him 20 to 30 to 1. They must really have been afraid of you, Jerry.
Yeah, they took it that way, I guess. You know, I beat them all at the polls. Every poll, I won every poll. But them absentees, they went out and got their Democrats to vote Republicans. We got like 400 or 500 new Republicans. They just don't know that yet.
Yeah.
But it was a fight. You know, I knew I had a thing with these absentees, and you know, I'm not sore about it. I'm still going to stand tall, and we'll be out here from April to November. So, you know, the fight's still on.
The fight's still on, Jerry. You guys with the Cahokia division of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, you guys have fought hard. And, Jerry, you lost by 100-some-odd votes, but, see, they don't understand the Democrats in Belleville. Between you, Gary Carnwell, Fred Carnwell, and all the good Democrats that have been disenfranchised, do they think they're going to get those votes in November? Are they crazy?
No, they won't get the votes. You know, I lost by 73 votes to him on the ballots. But you know how crooked they are. There's corruption up there in Belleville. But no, they're not going to win down here. You know, I'm with the coalition. I'm going to stay with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. You and your shows promoting everybody. You're getting to all the people out here that need to know. I was really surprised at people that came in and did vote Republican. You said there was a lot of them, and I want to thank them all.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, Jerry, hey, you keep up the good fight. You and the rest of the guys with the Cahokia division of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. We're going to fight the fight till the end. And, you know, Jerry and I explained it to the people on the air. I don't know if you were listening. This primary fight, it should have been Democrats on one side, Republicans on the other. But the Democrats are so afraid of us in November that they had to come infiltrate the Republican Party to try to throw the good Democrats that they used to have off the ballot, because they know the good Democrats they used to have are going to help destroy them in November.
Exactly right. You know, Ron Gerlach, the guy they used against me over there and got out and helped him win, you know, they're going to destroy this poor kid in November against Haywood. And it's a shame that they're doing this to people. And it's a shame for him to let them do that to him.
Yeah.
Because we know what's going to happen to him. But
no, you're right, Jerry. Thanks for the call, Jerry Nichols. Again, congratulations on a well-fought. And it was a victory. It was a victory because we showed these people that we're going to fight. We're going to fight going in to November the 8th, 2016, and we're going to pick them apart and we're going to beat them. Thank you, Jerry Nichols. And again, congratulations. You're by far not a loser. You're a winner, because we're going to continue to fight the fight. The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, people, is November the 8th. You don't have to declare your politics in the general election, and you're going to see a totally different dynamics. And Mr. Haney Holbrook, voter suppression, disenfranchising of the voters in St. Clair County. And you think I'm kidding, Holbrook? You're a bigger idiot than I thought you were. I'm calling now for a state grand jury investigation on St. Clair County Clerk Tom Holbrook. All throughout the county, down in East St. Louis, they didn't have enough Republican ballots, primary ballots. They had more than enough Democratic ballots, didn't you, Holbrook? You rotten piece of Democratic crap. And I don't hold that against the good Democrats. I'm talking about the culture of corruption. Tom, Mr. Haney Holbrook, I'm demanding that there be a state grand jury investigation. Republicans went to the polls last night, people, all over this county. All over this county. I've got reports here. I'm getting multiple reports that voters are being told that there's no more Republican ballots. The polls should be left open until after 7 to give the people a chance to vote. You think if somebody's taking a half hour off for a job, wants a Republican ballot, and they say, oh, we got to go get some more from Holbrook's office, come back? They can't come back. Tom Holbrook, you disenfranchised the voters of St. Clair County. You suppressed their votes. And people, just another reason. You hear me? Another reason. These Democrats are running scared. They don't know what to do. It's a tidal wave against them come November. The primary's gone. They've infiltrated the Republican Party in the primary because they were so afraid. They spent over $500,000 because they were so afraid in a primary. We spent $10,000. That shows you that they're on the run. But I don't give a damn. Democrat, Republican, Independent, Tom Holbrook. What a piece of crap. Not enough Republican ballots? You knew it was going to be a good Republican turnout. You left the people at the polling places that could not vote. You took away the greatest right we have in this great country, Tom, Mr. Haney Holbrook, and Brendan Kelly. We're demanding that you have a grand jury investigation. They never want to put anybody under oath, people. Do you understand that? Never, ever, ever. They'll sit at the taverns and lie. They had me under oath. They said I lied. These bastards won't get under oath. Brendan Kelly, call a special state grand jury investigation on this voter suppression and disenfranchising of the voters of St. Clair County by Tom Holbrook, the St. Clair County clerk, the man that's held responsible. And if you don't do that, resign. Holbrook, if you're not competent enough to have enough ballots on election day, you're not competent enough to wipe your ass. To use toilet paper, use your hand, you idiot. That's how stupid you are. You understand, people? I don't care if it be the Democratic side. Didn't have enough ballots, knowing it was going to be a good primary. They had enough Democratic ballots, but not enough Republican ballots. What does that tell you? That shows you how desperate these son of a bitches are. That tells you that they know in November, when there's just one ballot, that people are going to pick and choose. And I think they're going to pick to choose these rotten bastards of St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption. I think they're going to pick to choose them son of a bitches out of office. That's how egregious this whole thing is, people. A lot of you don't know that. There was Republicans all over this county, all over, top to bottom, that were waiting that couldn't vote. Our greatest right, our most precious right in this country, the right that people have died, our brave military heroes have died to give us that right. And Tom Holbrook and the St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption, voter suppression, a crime, disenfranchising the good people, both Democrats and Republicans. There were a lot of Democrats that were going to ask for a Republican ballot. They were wronged. This country is wronged when people let the elections be stolen. These elected officials, Tom Holbrook, Mark Kern, Barris Civic, how disrespectful to all of us, you no-count, rotten, good-for-nothing, ass-wipe son of a bitches, when you let the elections be stolen. They don't care, people. You've heard me time and time and time again. These rotten bastards don't give a damn. Not enough ballots? I would have paid the $5,000 to print some more ballots up, Holbrook. You understand, people, how serious this is? I told you earlier, these bastards take this. This is life and death for them. They've been in control of St. Clair County for 50 years, people. You know the airport. You know all the bad that's happening in St. Clair County since it's been controlled by these Democrats. Now they're going to tell you give them another 4 years? Don't be as stupid as they are, people. They're going to use and abuse us until we throw these son of a bitches out of office. And if we don't do it now, this is a perfect storm come November, people. They're on the run. Put some decent candidates in. And if the decent candidates don't do a good job, don't give them 40, 50 years. Give them one term, then get them out. If I go to Springfield and I don't do what my people in my legislative district ask me to do, throw my lame ass out. We're people. These politicians want to put themselves way above us. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, Kern. It's not going to happen, Sprague. It's not going to happen, Bear City, because you're going to see the tidal wave. You're going to see the tidal wave come in November of 2016. We're going to take a quick break. We got some callers. Callers, hold on. We'll be back right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, a pissed off Grim Reaper of radio when you can't exercise your right to vote because of this culture of corruption in St. Clair County. And you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state. Not bisexual, Mark. Sweet cakes, Kern, you no good rotten son of a bitch. Bi-state voice of freedom. Radical radio, and it doesn't get any better. And we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Tom Holbrook, we're asking and demanding that you be charged with voter suppression. You be charged with a crime, a criminal crime, for not letting the people of St. Clair County vote. And Brendan Kelly, we're asking for a state grand jury investigation as to why Holbrook suppressed the votes of the good people, both Democrat and Republican in St. Clair County, and we're not going away. Weather permitting, I'll be broadcasting on Friday from the courthouse. I'm going to be wearing a pair of my Depends like Bob Sprague. Bob, I'd rather piss in my pants than piss in a urinal, Sprague. We've got a bunch of flyers we're going to be passing out showing a nice picture of him in his Depends. They tell me people are sending Depends to his office, 26 East Washington, the home of the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee. He never puts his name on anything, but, they sent this flyer out on me, talk about Romanik land, that I'm trying to make St. Clair County Romanik land, and you heard me. It's like an amusement park, and I just don't understand it, but we've got a caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side. Whoa, Mrs. Kern, I ain't heard from you for a long time. Did you come out of the rock? Come out from under the rock? Mrs. Kern, I want to thank you for calling. What did you say, Mrs. Kern? Mrs. Kern, you want to come to Romanik land? And you want to take a ride on the Screaming Bob? Well, and you want to do what? Oh, no, Mrs. Kern. No, Mrs. Kern. You can't do that on the Screaming Bob or to the Screaming Bob. I know that you'd like to take a ride, Mrs. Kern, because you'd like to take a ride on a real man, not like your bitch boy husband, Mark Sweetcakes Kern. But you know what? You took vows. You're married, Mrs. Kern. What do you say to that? Whoa, you said your shoes are made for walking and your lips are made for what? Oh, Mrs. Kern, I can't. No, I can't use that word. I can't use that word on the air, Mrs. Kern. Are you that desperate to take a ride on the Screaming Bob after living with that idiot that you live with, that you would say that and offer me money? Is that true? Well, Mrs. Kern, I'm not a male prostitute. I don't sell myself to ladies. Why? I don't understand. I don't understand why you would say something like that. No, Mrs. Kern, no. I will not. Now, I will not do that. Now, why do you want to get your husband involved? I don't understand that, but hey, we're going to let that go, Mrs. Kern. I just have to ask you, did you ever get that hairy-ass body of yours landscaped? They tell me they put a brush hog over it, and it broke the blades. Is that true? Okay, Mrs. Kern. No. Mrs. Kern, hey, don't call back. Don't call back if you're going to talk like that. You know, it's bad enough that you're begging me, but you said that Mark Sweetcakes, he wants to take a ride on the Screaming Bob. What's wrong with that? Mark Sweetcakes, you're staying off. I ain't letting that Screaming Bob's for women only, Sweetcakes. I know you'd probably like to take a ride, but you're going to have to go to the Rainbow Lodge over there in St. Louis with the funny guys. You ain't taking a ride on the Screaming Bob. And Mrs. Kern, I got to disappoint you because you can't even take a ride on the Screaming Bob. But I'll let all of you come to Romanik land. Thanks, Mrs. Kern. Thank you very much. Mrs. Kern, I'll tell you, I don't understand her. And then she must really care for her husband enough that she said her husband likes to take rides like on the Screaming Bob. And I don't know what that means. Maybe he's just... Never mind, I'm not going there. Hey, Sweetcakes, defend your wife, you idiot, you stupid, no good son of a bitch. I'll be at the courthouse. I may be giving away free Depends, compliments of God Sprague, because Bob Sprague. Bob, I want to ask, do you get drunk? Do you, I'm asking, get drunk, pass out, and piss in your pants, a big leader of this great county? And I just want to know, does Mark Sweetcakes Kern, does he help you change your Depends? I'm betting, if I was a betting man, I'd bet yes. And there's going to be a lot of things coming out, people, about Kern, about Sprague, about Barra Civic, and it ain't going to be pretty, I'm telling you. And I'm serious as a heart attack. These son of a bitches come after me all day long. I know what I am. I know who I am. And you people do too now. You don't know Sweetcakes Kern. You don't know God Sprague. You don't know Barra Civic. You know their public persona, but that's all you know. And the underbelly is scary and nasty. And when the time comes, it's not going to be pretty. Also, April the 30th, the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition's first annual Patriotic Salute to America, going to be held at Fisher's from 6 to 10 p.m. Tickets are $500. We've only got 500 tickets. We've already got rid of about 350. Going to have some entertainment. We're going to salute America. We're going to rally around this great country of ours. We're going to have the biggest event in Fisher's history. 500 people getting ready for the election. We want Democrats. We want Republicans. We want independents. We want all people that are tired of this culture of corruption in St. Clair County. We're going to be giving away some tickets, too, because we're going to have a few extra. But $500 a ticket for anybody that wants to get involved. Give us a call because we're going to on May the 1st. We're going to kick off not a political rally, but a patriotic rally to destroy this culture of corruption who is destroying our great country that men, women have fought and died to give us the right to live a comfortable life, a free life. It's not happening in St. Clair County, but we're going to, this November, put a stop to the St. Clair County corrupt Democratic organization, the political mobsters of St. Clair County. You guys are going down, politically, of course. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll be exposing these son of a bitches. We'll be fighting these rotten bastards. People, it's not a fight, a political fight. It's a fight for freedom. It's a fight to bring democracy, to bring this great way of life that we once had back, not only to our counties, but to our states and to our government, our federal government. We're going to march. We're going to march philosophically, of course, through the courthouse, through the state house, through the White House. We're going to march and take our country back. It's coming, people. The perfect storm is November the 8th of 2016. We can make a difference. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, let's all unite. Black, white, men, women of all different religious persuasions. Let's all unite as one, as a coalition to destroy these rotten bastards, to run them out of office after 50 years. It's time. Let's start anew. Let's build a new foundation. We can all do it. Take the apathy, throw it out the window. Let's all become involved. And together, we can continue to unite, to expose these rotten bastard, politically corrupt son of a bitches, political parasitical punks that we call politicians. And as always, you know, at the end of the show, it's like going to be the end of their political life. We're going to destroy them once and for all. Destroy them politically, of course, right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away.